There is a hauntingly beautiful mystery sitting right in your living room, watching you with eyes that have seen the rise and fall of civilizations. We share our homes, our beds, and our lives with cats, yet most of us are living with a total stranger. We pour our hearts into loving them, but we often speak a language they find confusing or even frightening. What if I told you that beneath that soft fur and those cryptic stares lies a sophisticated hidden dialect? A language that, if mastered, allows you to whisper, "I love you," directly into their soul. In this video, we are going to pull back the veil and decipher the silent cues that define the feline heart. We will reveal simple yet incredibly powerful ways to communicate your devotion. But fair warning, once you understand these secrets, your relationship with your cat will change forever. You will no longer see a pet. You will see a sentient being offering you a level of trust that most humans will never earn. Welcome to the Felis Clan. We are so glad you are here to explore the deep ancestral bond between humans and cats. If you want to continue uncovering the mysteries of your feline companions and support us in creating more deep dives like this, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support is the heartbeat of this community. To truly speak to a cat, we have to travel back in time. Unlike dogs, who surrendered their wild hearts to us tens of thousands of years ago, cats are still biologically tethered to the wilderness. They occupy a precarious, almost impossible niche in nature. They are both apex predators and vulnerable prey. This duality is the evolutionary bridge we must cross. When your cat looks at you, they are balancing a primal instinct for survival with a modern desire for companionship. Their language isn't made of loud declarations. It is built on the psychology of trust. Every slow blink, every twitch of a whisker, and every calculated distance they keep is a verse in a poem of safety. To understand them is to understand the very nature of vulnerability. Let us begin with the most sacred gesture of all. Once we cross that ancestral bridge and begin to see the world through their wary yet watchful eyes, we realize that true intimacy with a feline isn't demanded. It is invited through a series of quiet, sacred negotiations. This leads us to perhaps the most profound realization of all. In the feline kingdom, the greatest declarations of love are often found in the things we do not do and the moments where we choose to be still. Consider the slow blink. Have you ever caught your cat staring at you from across a sunlit room, only to see their heavy lids close halfway, linger in a soft press, and then slowly reopen? In that fleeting moment, you aren't just looking at a sleepy pet. You are witnessing a cat kiss. To understand the weight of this, you must remember their biological hardwiring. For a creature that is both predator and prey, the eyes are the primary tool for survival. To close them in the presence of another is to deliberately disable their radar. It is a radical act of vulnerability. When your cat blinks at you, they are whispering that they trust you with their very life. They are saying that in your presence, the world is finally safe enough to stop watching for shadows. If you want to speak back, do not rush toward them. Instead, mirror that rhythm. Soften your gaze. Let your lids fall with the weight of 1,000 peaceful thoughts. Hold that darkness for a beat and open them to find a new level of connection. It is a silent dialogue that transcends words. But love is also defined by respecting their space. In our human world, we often equate affection with proximity. We want to touch, to hold, and to pull loved ones close. But to a cat, love is often measured in the distance we grant them. This is the spatial boundary. Understanding your cat's consent map is the ultimate sign of emotional intelligence. Every cat is an individual. Some find being picked up to be an invasive loss of control, a violation of their autonomy. When you honor their preference to keep their paws on the floor, or when you resist the urge to interrupt their grooming or their deep restorative sleep, you are offering them the gift of autonomy. Studies show that forcing interaction creates a spike in cortisol, the stress hormone, which can erode the very foundation of your bond. By allowing them the right to say no, you are actually creating a vacuum of trust that they will eventually choose to fill by coming to you on their own terms. True love, in the language of the Felis Clan, is the quiet dignity of letting a cat be exactly who they are. When we finally master the art of standing back and allowing a cat to exist in their own sovereign space, we begin to notice that they aren't just silent observers of our lives, but active broadcasters of their own intricate emotional states. To truly hear them, we must look beyond human words and tune our senses to the physical poetry of their bodies, starting with the most expressive instrument they possess: the tail. The tail language is a masterpiece of biological engineering, powered by a sophisticated network of 20 independent muscles and a direct line to the central nervous system. It is, quite literally, a barometer of the feline soul. When your cat enters the room and their tail ascends into a high, confident pillar with a gentle, rhythmic quiver at the tip, you are witnessing the physical manifestation of joy. This isn't just a greeting. It is an involuntary surge of positive energy, much like the way our own hearts skip a beat when we see someone we adore. In the wild, this high-held tail is a flag of truce and friendship, a signal across the tall grass that says, "I am a friend and my intentions are peaceful." By learning to read the subtle nuances between a twitch of annoyance and a quiver of delight, you are learning to read your cat's internal weather before a single sound is made. This physical connection deepens further when we understand the role of scent glands and the ancestral ritual of ala rubbing. We often mistake a cat rubbing their face against our shins as a simple plea for food, but it is something far more profound. It is an act of communal identity. By pressing their cheeks and chin against you, they are depositing pheromones that mark you as family. They are weaving your scent into theirs to create a singular, safe, and recognizable group identity. When we pet them in these specific green zones, the jawline, the forehead, and the base of the tail, we are participating in this ancient social grooming. We are affirming that they belong to us, and more importantly, that we belong to them. Finally, we must listen to the vocal dialect they have curated specifically for our ears. It is a fascinating scientific fact that adult cats rarely meow at one another. They save that vocal energy almost exclusively for their human companions. They have hacked the human brain by developing a solicitation purr that contains a high-frequency cry nearly identical to that of a human infant. This isn't manipulation in a negative sense. It is a profound evolutionary adaptation. It is their way of saying, "I know you, I trust your instinct to nurture, and I am calling to the part of you that wants to keep me safe." When you respond to these chirps and rumbles with a soft voice and a steady hand, you are fulfilling a sacred cross-species contract that has been in development for 9,000 years. As we begin to decode the physical and vocal dialects of our feline companions, we realize that the most profound bonds aren't just understood through observation. They are forged through the shared chemistry of our daily lives and the vulnerable moments where we let our guard down together. This transition from mere communication to deep hormonal attachment is where a cat truly stops being a guest in your home and starts becoming a part of your very soul. Central to this transformation is the ritual of interactive play. To us, a feather on a string might look like a simple toy, but to a cat, it is a crucial outlet for their predatory drive, the hunt, catch, kill, eat cycle that is hardwired into their DNA. When you engage in this dance, you aren't just entertaining them. You are participating in their most essential life purpose. This shared excitement triggers the release of oxytocin, the love hormone, that bridges the gap between species. A landmark study from Oregon State University confirmed that the attachment cats form with their caregivers is strikingly similar to the bond between a human infant and their parent. By showing up for these play sessions, you are telling your cat that you value their instincts and their joy, creating a biological glue that fastens your hearts together. This bond is further reinforced through the high-value reward system of treats. In the wild, food is the ultimate currency of survival, and a hunt is a dangerous gamble. When you provide a treat, you are performing a gesture of profound alliance. You are the successful hunter who chooses to share the spoils. It is a moment of pure instinctual gratitude that bypasses the intellect and speaks directly to their sense of security. But perhaps the most sacred of all gestures is the act of co-sleeping. When a cat chooses to close their eyes and drift into slumber on your lap or at the foot of your bed, They are granting you the highest honor a feline can bestow. Sleep is the state of ultimate vulnerability, a time when a predator becomes prey. By choosing you as their sleeping partner, they are declaring you their sanctuary and their shield. Science even suggests that the rhythmic vibration of a purring cat beside you can lower your own heart rate and ease anxiety, creating a reciprocal loop of healing and trust that defines the very essence of love in the Felis clan. When we allow ourselves to become that sanctuary for our cats, drifting into a shared slumber where the barriers between species finally dissolve, we realize that we have signed a silent, sacred contract of the heart. This is the cat-human contract, a bond that transcends the simple roles of owner and pet to become a partnership of mutual respect and ancient understanding. However, as you navigate this journey, remember that every cat is a sovereign individual with their own unique love language. Some may never be Velcro cats who cling to your side, while others might express their devotion through a simple drive-by rub or by merely choosing to sit in the same room as you. This is the beauty of the individual personality. Love doesn't always look like a grand gesture. Sometimes it is just a quiet, consistent presence. By mastering these 8 secrets, you are doing more than just caring for an animal. You are honoring a legacy of companionship that has survived for millennia. If this deeper look into the feline soul resonated with you, please subscribe to the Felis Clan to help us keep these stories alive. But understanding their heart is only the beginning of the mystery. To truly master the art of feline companionship, you must understand how their very nature is shaped by their biology. Join us in our next video, where we explore the fascinating and often misunderstood world of the crucial differences between male and female cats. We will see you there.